Hello and welcome to Joburg Today. My name is Ayanda Sochisa. We went down to the Constitutional Hill where the youth was discussing what affects their daily lives, and this is what the youth had to say.
We're a group of vibrant, passionate professionals who have come together and formed this non-profit company after being selected as One Young World delegates for the host city of Johannesburg last year. So after the summit, where we saw how discussing global issues can affect people's perspective, we thought, how do we then take all those learnings and start to implement them locally within our communities? So we decided to work together so that the impact of the work that we do could be greater and the reach could also be more significant. And more than anything, we really thought that it was a great opportunity to work hand in hand with the city.
Play your part in an everyday situation is really doing the best at whatever you are involved with. We say basically, if it's, for example, education or school, going to school, just play your part and make sure you go to school, because education skills are important for making this a competitive country and therefore to contribute towards the growth of this country.
We still have challenges. We still do not have the resources that we need in order to do the work that we want to do. But what are we doing regardless? And for me, I think what's very important is that young people out there understand that no one is going to give it to you on a silver platter. You need to go out there and make it happen for yourself. We are really learning from the One Young World platform, where you are holding leadership accountable. So whether it's leadership in government, whether it's leadership in business, and we're saying, how are you contributing in the social space? How are you playing your part?
I come from the rural township areas of the Eastern Cape. So how I knew that my circumstances didn't define who I was is because I had a dream, I have a vision inside, and I don't feel like I'm different from anybody. I don't feel like Robert Sobukwe, Steve Biko, all the people that I look up to are different from me and anyone else.
Behind me is a panel discussion for the youth, by the youth, simply saying, be the change that you want to see in your communities. Take that stand today. I am Boitumelo Pelesa for Joburg Today.
Hi, I'm Samantha Jessamine and you're watching Joburg Today.
To keep the conversation going, join us on Facebook. Our group name is joburgtoday.tv, and you can also find us on Twitter at Joburg Today. Peacekeeping is very important, and we take a look how peace is implemented in the city.
It is a mini African Union meeting here in Johannesburg at St. Augustine College, where the note of peacekeeping is key.
It is very significant in Johannesburg, as in other parts of the world, in that we have situations where we face violence at community level, in schools, and in various sectors of our society. And so here in Johannesburg, it is very important for people to acquire the skills of dealing with the conflict in a peaceful way. For people to acquire skills to prevent conflict from taking place, for people to be able to know that there is a way of reconciliation, there is a way of dealing with a traumatic past, come to terms with the past and be able to move on.
During the program, we'll try to pass the knowledge and the skills to the participants to know how to behave in a proper manner, in a professional manner, should they be involved in international peacekeeping, peacebuilding operations. So in the first 2 days, we will start with introducing them to the UN system, how the UN are developing and deploying peacekeeping operation, who takes the decision, how they implement it, which is the mandate. And then we will move from the UN system to the African system, because Africa has become more and more relevant actor in deploying peacekeeping and peacebuilding operation, and we see which is the structure, which is the decision making in Africa Union, and which are the interrelations between Africa Union missions and United Nations mission. And then we move to some specific areas which are typical of the mandate of a peacekeeping operation, such as election observation or human rights monitoring, which is becoming one of the most important aspects of a mandate of a UN peacekeeping operation.
Johannesburg is a magnet for the whole of Africa. It's a place where people meet not only to do business, but to start talking about peace, which is an essential question in Africa, and not only in Africa, all around the world.
I'm Mpoma Shekho for Joburg Today.
How's it? This is Dominic Oliver, and you're watching Joburg Today.
As we all know, passion takes you a long way. Noshina sat down with Jordana to find out why she studied isiZulu abroad.
Joining me in studio is Jordana Meisler, an American who speaks Zulu. Welcome to Joburg Today.
Thank you.
So nice of you to take time out of your schedule to talk to us. I want to ask you, what inspired you to study Zulu? I know you have family bonds in South Africa, but not all South Africans speak the 11 official languages. I'm South African and I don't speak Zulu.
Well, ever since I was little, I was always coming to South Africa to visit my family, visit my grandparents. And ever since I was young, felt a connection with the people and the country, and something about the culture here fascinated me. And when I got to university, I was interested in learning a new language as part of my BA course. And I saw that they offered Zulu, and I was shocked. And
now this is university in the States?
This is Boston
Zulu.
University,
Wow.
University in America. And I was excited at the possibility of learning Zulu, so I thought I would try it out. And I did, and I absolutely loved it, and I kind of just kept going with it.
Well, that's really interesting, because Zulu is not as widely spoken as French or Chinese or some of the other international languages. What was the interest like in your university to study this language?
So the interest was actually quite minimal. In my first year of studying Zulu, there was one other girl in my class, and in my second year of studying Zulu, it was just me and the professor in a university of 35,000 students. So it's quite amazing that they even offer it.
And your professor's American or South African?
She's a South African lady. Yeah.
Okay. So she pioneered offering Zulu at the university?
I think so. There's like a few universities in America that offer Zulu, and my understanding is that they have certain like grant money that's allocated from the American government to offer Zulu at these universities.
I think it's so fascinating and amazing that you have such a strong affinity to South Africa. Your mom's from South Africa, but you take such a keen interest in getting in touch with your roots. What's the perception amongst like your fellow students about South Africa and Africa in general? I know there's a lot of misconception around South Africa. What do you tell them about South Africa?
Yes, I know. When I was little and I used to come on holiday, they would say like, "Oh, did you ride an elephant?"
I hear that all the time. They think that people ride elephants, but people think that we ride elephants in the streets in South Africa.
Absolutely. I mean, little children do. I think by the time you're 22, you kind of realize that's not true. You might have met someone from South Africa and you realize that's not the case. But I try and explain to my friends that South Africa, on the one hand, is a very normal place, just like America, where you have your normal streets and cars and shopping centers and schools and normal houses and beautiful houses. And in some ways, it's the same as any other developed country, but yet there's all these little things that make it quite third world in some ways. And I think that's part of what's special about it.
Yes, exactly.
So I try and explain that to my friends.
And what really stands out for you? Really, about South Africa as an individual? What is it, you know?
There's a lot of things about South Africa that I love, but I think one of the biggest things for me is the people. There's just a warmth and a caring that's so ingrained in the culture that you don't find in other places.
Yeah.
And I find that special.
So tell us about your next adventure. Where are you off to now on this one?
Well, on this trip, I'm off to Soweto for the day to explore a bit of the culture there and see maybe how to relate to some people, try and use my Zulu a bit and see how that plays out.
And your favorite South African dish, food?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe boerewors and pap, or biltong. Biltong's definitely a first favorite.
Choice. Very good choice. Well, we wish you all the best. Have an excellent trip this time round. Hope to see you again on Joburg Today.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm Santi Famak and you're watching Joburg Today.
Before you go, please don't forget to check out our special focus section to find out what's happening in and around Johannesburg. And that was it for today's show. We don't leave you empty-handed. We leave you with Screw Loose by Rubber Duck.
Back in ETV. got a screw loose in my shoe. I got a screw loose just for you. I got a screw loose for Cape Town. And when you find me on the street with a screw loose in my feet, you know Cape Town's my playground, my playground. I got a screw loose in my head. 10 shots, knock, knock, who's there? On the rocks we rode through Cape Town. And I say, sweet, so say it's a crime to drink whiskey mixed with lime. All this time we fight for one more night. We fight. Please don't take these so feet from this street. Please save my soul. Put this screw back in my shoe. And please don't stop it. I won't stop until my heart stops loving you. I got a screw loose in my shoe. I got a screw loose just for you. And oh how the city waits for the showdown. Between the heel and the floor, between the Zep folk and the door. All this time we fight for one more night. We fight. Please don't take these feet from this street. Please save my soul. Put this screw back in my shoe. And please don't stop it. I won't stop until my heart stops loving you. I got a screw loose in my shoe. I got a screw loose just for you. I got a screw loose for Cape Town. And please don't take these feet from this street. Please save my soul. Put the screw back in my shoe. And please don't stop it. I won't stop until my heart stops loving you.